Class.
So today is the 1st of May, and while there is a heat wave everywhere else in the country, we are still in waterproofs. So we've still got a couple left to lamb, and this girl is not cooperating because she has massive teats. She's lambed sometime in the early hours of the morning, and we aren't checking them as regularly now. There's only a handful left, and our little lamb has got hungry. So we're going to have to pop her in the trailer, we're going to milk her out, and we're going to give our lamb a feed. Usually once you give them a feed the first time, they can understand how to latch on to those sort of bigger teats. Just taking down a little bit of the milk out the udder just to reduce it in volume so that it'll be... Ay, don't kick. So it'll be easier for them to latch on. So they're fit to burst and it's quite hard that we get latched on. But often when you get lambs that are this starved, they've just lost the will to suck completely. So we might just have to tube him. But I'm also hoping, because she's a single and she's got loads of milk, we'll store some of this colostrum for freezing so we can use it next year. Yeah. So once we took down the size of the udder and the size of the teats, we were easier able to put the lamb on sucking, and thankfully he was quite a good sucker. So what we're doing today then?
Well, today we are going to go and see if we can gather the shore, which is always fun. Every time I go down there with a quad bike, or any bike, I swear I'm never doing it again.
Yeah.
And mostly when I get a phone call from Emma, it's to say that she's stuck down there. Which was the case. Was that just yesterday?
Was that yesterday? Maybe before yesterday.
Anywho, we've finally got a fantastic new fence down at the shore, so we're able to graze it. So we put the singles down there, thinking fantastic, loads of grass for them to go at. However, this year we're having a really bad tick problem. So even in our good fields, the lambs are coming in with ticks. So we're going to go and see what our singles are like on the shore. Potentially bring them in and treat them.
Not potentially, we are. So we're going to pop this in the freezer so that next year we are not short on colostrum, because often those first early ones to lamb never have any. We'll just have to make sure we don't get this confused. So then we make a start on gathering the shore. You can see here some of the sheep are on the wrong side of the fence, but most of the singles are across the other side of the shore ground. It's a long, thin stretch of ground, so it can be quite time consuming to gather. So we've got about 80 something singles on the shore, so that's 2, 4, and 12. Right, come here, you little terrors. God, that's a good one, though. So we just work away, trickling in the ewes and lambs. You can never be in a rush to gather ewes and lambs. And also one of these ewes is a little bit lame, so we'll bring her in and make sure that she gets treated.
So gorgeous down here. It's like probably my favourite place on the farm down by our point.
So when we get them into the yard, typically the goats are there and we flower Rose, as named by Lenny, is up to our usual tricks. And honestly, these goats get everywhere you don't want them. It's just, oh, they're such a pain in the bum, as the sheep's about to find out.
Why do the goats have to fall?
So we continue the gather, and we can quite quickly see that one of the lambs is trailing behind the others. So we grab it up to have a quick look at it to see if ticks are the problem.
Yeah, definitely. Look at them. Millions of them. And it's not very well either. Okay. This lamb's sick. Tick-borne fever. Let's give it some anti-inflammatories. Antibiotics. And we'll spray it so all the blooming ticks fall off. Look at them. Look at the size. Ugh! Yeah, it's still crawling. Right, squish it. Look, you can see where loads of them have been. There is in the fresh one. And there's a fresh one. Aye, we're just getting these treated in time, I think. Oh, look at them big bastards. Poor wee soul. Look, there's another one. There's another one. Quite tough actually when you squeeze them and pop them. They're like really tough.
Quite satisfying.
Yep. Look, it's just a nice colour, this lamb. Look, it's all like bruised and unhappy. Look, you see that blue tinge? Don't think that's normal. Always in the armpits.
So when we make the move from the high part of the shoreground to the lower part of the shoreground, we have to go down this little secret passageway that our son Lenny calls Jaggy Lane. I think you can probably see why. In Scotland, the word for sharp is jag, so you can imagine why it's called Jaggy Lane.
Nice out! Keep her going, look. So much. Oh my goodness. Heel. Yeah, there could be 65, 70 there, couldn't there? So that might be small.
We've pretty much got all of the singles gathered here. I don't think we've missed any. So we just trickle them along, and then I send Gray to head them up so that they all head up the Jaggy Lane and hopefully homewards so they can go into the pens and get treated.
Come by, this one's got Dad, come by.
So as we're bringing in these girls, I could see in the other field that there was a ewe with mastitis who needed treated. So we put them in a field while we grabbed this girl so that we could treat her.
Oh, Gray, that'll do, on the bike.
As you can see here, our bag's really swollen, our teats are chapped and cut, so she was in need of some medical attention.
Give her some painkillers. You might not be able to milk them out, sometimes you can't. Oh. It's not supposed to come out of that bit, is it? I don't know if we're going to be able to do much with this. So that's her had painkillers, anti-inflammatory and antibiotics. We've milked her out. Most of it's gone on the grass, but I've got a little bit here for the dogs.
Right.
Come by, come by, come by, come by. Stand.
Banjo fetches back the few waifs and strays that decided they didn't want to go in the field. And that kind of completes our day. It's not actually a day, it's just a morning, but it completes that morning in a day of our life.